So in order to have the robot not cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars, in order to make it cost like $10,000 or $20,000.
Imagine stepping into your living room and watching a humanoid robot quietly folding your laundry, sweeping the floor, stirring food in a pot, or even gracefully closing the curtains. It doesn't take breaks, it doesn't call in sick, and it never forgets what to do. This isn't a dream cooked up by a science fiction writer. This is Tesla's Optimus Gen 3, the robot Elon Musk promises could revolutionize how we live and work. But while the vision is impressive, many are still scratching their heads. Can this robot really cost only $20,000 to $30,000? Is this just another bold promise, or a glimpse of a future we'll all live in soon? In the most recent demo, Optimus showed off an impressive list of skills. It swept using both a vacuum and a broom, tossed trash into a bin with precision, opened kitchen cabinets, tore off a single paper towel, and even stirred food like a careful chef. One clip showed it picking up a component from a Model X and gently placing it on a wheeled dolly, tasks that may seem simple but have enormous implications for factories and households alike. Yet even with all that, plenty of people remain unconvinced. Building a humanoid robot that's actually useful is a much harder challenge than building an electric car. And while Musk insists that Tesla can manufacture each unit for just $10,000, skeptics aren't so sure. Can Tesla really bring this futuristic tech to the masses? Let's break it down. When people hear the word price, they often think of it as the final barrier. But Tesla is trying to change that mindset. According to Musk, the robot will cost between $20,000 and $30,000 once production is scaled up. At first, though, it's likely to cost more, perhaps between $50,000 and $70,000. That early price includes the research, development, and limited production costs that come with being on the edge of innovation. Still, that number isn't just a price tag, it's a doorway. It's a chance to own a piece of the future. And while it might be out of reach for most people at first, that's expected with new technology. Remember, the first flat-screen TVs cost a fortune, but today, they're hanging in nearly every living room. If Tesla follows the same pattern, the cost will drop quickly. What makes Optimus so valuable isn't just its price, but what it gives back. Whether it's working on a factory line, helping with household chores, or assisting the elderly, the robot doesn't need coffee breaks, lunch hours, or weekends off. It shows up every day, does its job consistently, and frees up people to focus on higher value tasks. That's the real return on investment. Tesla plans to start by deploying 1,000 units in its own factories. These early robots won't be sold to the public. Instead, Tesla will observe how they perform in real-world industrial settings. This approach helps the company identify flaws, improve designs, and build a robot that's actually useful before opening it up to customers. Now, picture this. You walk into a store, and there's a Tesla bot sitting on display for $30,000. Compared to today's humanoid robots, which often cost over $100,000, that's a bargain. But even $30,000 can feel expensive until you run the numbers. Take, for example, a home health aide who works just 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. At $25 an hour, you're spending over $13,000 per year. In 3 years, you've paid nearly $40,000, and that doesn't include days off, overtime, or if the aide decides to quit. With TeslaBot, you're paying once. It doesn't need sick leave, it doesn't ask for raises, and it doesn't need to be trained every few months. Even factoring in maintenance and electricity, a TeslaBot could cost far less over time. And if it breaks? Tesla already has service centers around the world. If your car needs fixing, they take care of it. The same system will likely apply to the robot. Tesla may also offer financing and even rental programs. Renting the robot for a few $100s a month could let people test it out before making a commitment. This kind of flexibility is key, especially for older adults or those living on fixed incomes. Tesla could even offer trade-ins for mobility devices or extended financing options, making it easier for everyday people to bring a robot home. For corporations like Amazon, FedEx, or Walmart, the math is even easier. Spending $50,000 on a robot that works non-stop is a no-brainer when you compare it to human labor costs. Plus, having the latest Tesla robot on your team is a status symbol, a sign that your company is forward-thinking and innovative. Even celebrities may jump on board, using Optimus to manage their schedules, run errands, or just as a statement of futuristic luxury. But while Tesla's demo videos are impressive, they've mostly taken place in controlled environments. To win over the public, Tesla needs to show Optimus performing tasks in real homes and real workplaces. Folding laundry, climbing stairs, navigating cluttered kitchens, these are the scenarios that matter to everyday buyers. The story of Optimus began back in 2021. By 2022, Tesla had a working prototype. Gen 1 arrived in 2023, used only inside Tesla's factories. By late that same year, Tesla unveiled Gen 3, faster, more efficient, and equipped with highly flexible hands that mimic human motion. Today, Gen 3 can do everything from sorting battery cells to loading bins, mixing ingredients, and even dancing ballet. The hardware is more refined, and the software is improving rapidly. Elon Musk recently hinted that an upgraded version of Gen 3 will launch by the end of this year, based on thousands of hours of testing. What makes Gen 3 particularly impressive is its build. Weighing just over 125 pounds, the robot uses a carbon titanium composite, lightweight yet strong enough to lift nearly 150 pounds. Its low center of gravity allows it to move smoothly around tight spaces, avoiding the wobble and bulk that plague many other robots. It's also efficient. Tesla says Gen 3 uses 30% less power than previous versions. For people living on fixed budgets, this matters. You won't have to sacrifice your electricity bill to have the robot help with chores. And safety? Tesla built it into every inch. Gen 3's frame flexes under pressure instead of snapping. If it accidentally bumps into a pet or child, it's designed to absorb the impact, not cause harm. You can trust it to work in your home, not just in a lab. In the end, Optimus Gen 3 isn't just about technology. It's about what that technology means for everyday people. It's about saving time, energy, and money. It's about freedom, independence, and a future that feels a little more possible. So, the next time someone scoffs at the idea of a $30,000 robot, ask them how much they've spent over the last 5 years on help, on chores, on things they wish they didn't have to do. Then ask if they'd like a robot that never complains, never forgets, and always shows up. Because ready or not, the robot revolution is walking into your living room. And it just might be wearing a Tesla badge.